rolled up the hill, and Tate went higher into the hill, knocked his steering out when.
John Hunter Nemechek already with a win this season. As you see, Jinjo Cobb has brought out the caution. We were just talking about Jinjo during the break. Identify what happened. A little bit of contact there between and the 19 of Derek Kraus is around. That's too bad. He's had a solid showing today.
Yeah.
Doesn't look to be significant.
I think it's a left rear tire, Vince.
And there's the 19 as already.
Yeah, the tire's flat. Lost control eventually.
And able to keep it off the wall.
Guy you got to beat.
Oh, and there is the 23 of Chase Purdy into the wall. And speaking of cautions, Mike, you called for it. Is it too early to come get that final set of tires?
Really pinned this on her. She had to give a little bit of room at the bottom there for Austin Hill, and they just ran out of room. That's, as they say, Vance, that's one of them racing deals there. Now, Chase probably would.
And, of course, last year with Grant Infinger, and then years ago with Mike Skinner.
They had 4 wide for a second, tried to funnel it down, and unfortunately Chase was the loser in that funnel.
Rhodes and Lassard, and we've got another caution as Jinjo Cobb has gone around, and he's a little more contact this time.
Well, shoot, can't get a rhythm here. And Norm spins her around there. Might be time to talk to both of them.
Yeah, I can understand that. Philosophy, yes.
Caution on the front stretch, caution on the front stretch.
Caution out again as Jinjo Cobb. Maybe a little payback.
NASCAR sometimes frowns upon intentionally spinning someone around.
Middle, still middle, still middle.
Oh, and there's the 41 of Dawson Cram that has gone around. And the caution is out again because of COVID protocols. And there you see Dawson Cram in the process of trying to gather it up.
Yeah, the 22 of Self was right there.
That's the 02 of Chris Wright as well. Good to see Chris Wright back.
Manage every time he goes by as we got a caution on the track.
And that's Cody Robaugh.
Now we got a decision to make, Vince. Bam. Forget how fast you're going here on this short track until you see something.
Robaugh definitely got some help. The 22 of Austin Wayne Self assisting. But still, maybe hold your breath a little bit when they're racing around one another. As you see, the 02 has brought out the caution again, and Chris Wright's day is done. So the day comes to an end for Chris Wright. Watch this hit again.
This is Chris Wright's issue off 2. Oh, loose, and makes contact. And that's going to send you straight into the inside wall.
Hard hit.
Man.
Thank goodness that safer barrier was there. One of Kyle Busch. Can Rhodes make it stick around the outside while Chastain and Zane Smith go to the front? Friesen is going around, and the caution is going to come out. And we'll do it again. Re-rack them and have another restart. Overtime number 2.
Slipping up off the bottom, Vince, and it gets loose inside of Kyle. Nice job by Chandler Smith in the 18 to get around him, and nowhere for Kraus to go in the 19.
I mean, look at Friesen in the middle of that pack. It's amazing only 2 other trucks had contact with him.
Almost had a hole to slip in between Tyler Ankrum and Derek Kraus, but unfortunately not enough of a hole there.
Want to give a shout out to our Fox Sports camera folks.
Here's the 04 of Roper. We saw the damage. They just started back in turn 3 and 4.
We've got a caution on the track. I'll update that story after.
Okay, Cody Robaugh. Heavy contact in that 9 truck. Friesen has gone around just as we talked about the paint scheme there, honoring Tim Richmond. Yep. That's the 42 of Hocevar.
Oh, what a great job by Kligerman.
Wow.
That's what he had all he could handle there.
And around goes Chase Purdy.
Chase was running in the 20th position spot and just not enough room.
They're coming through turn 3 and headed into turn. Caution comes out for Timothy Peters. Well, it's the wall, and the caution is out. Oh, and it collects.
Is that Timmy
Hill in the 56 as well.
These two guys got in the inside wall, and that guy had nowhere to go.
Oh, man, that's hard.
Oh, and the two KBM trucks, big contact. The 17 of David Gilliland in that as well. Austin Hill goes around.
Listen for tire spin.
Someone you tight. Keep going here. Coming up. Get up to the top. Yellow's out.
Left and right, trying to keep control, and they just come together.
I think Friesen was on the back bumper of Corey Heim, and maybe Friesen was getting some help from behind from the 99 of Ben Rhodes with Sheldon Creed.
Top lane, stacking hard here. Stacking hard. No wrecking. No wrecking. No wrecking. Check up. Check up. Check up. Check up. Check up. Staying at bottom. Staying at bottom.
Look at that.
Bottom.
Dawson Cram involved in that. Chandler Smith.
Grant Enfinger.
Yep. Savar challenging, and the 75 of Kligerman and the 52 of Friesen. And the caution is out again.
These guys did a great job getting through there.
I'll tell you what.
No chance for Kligerman. Yeah, you saw the smoke.
Look at Jordan Anderson slipping through in that 3 truck, and the caution comes out right after it, and you think, oh, good, I get to do that again. That's a challenge that is really tough to meet. Remember earlier events when he was really working that throttle? Now he had it wide open.
Danny Bone has gone around, and the 30 truck.
Do it again. Danny Bone racing inside of Reed in the 24 just got loose. Couldn't quite hang on to it.
Nemechek's view.
Free, give him room. Just stay up top on the wall. Still green, keep digging. All clear.
Caution. There you see contact with the 45 of Darnell.
Does she have a tire going down, maybe? She's
looked awful slow.
Yeah. Do you need before you feel really comfortable with the layout?
It's going to take a little while. On the sim, you can get a little braver. This looks like a wheel hop, just a late downshift to first gear. He looked like he was pretty deep into the corner, and it was a pretty wide entry. But
I think John Hunter Nemechek has stolen, as you see Derek Kraus go around. As you said, is having a fantastic season on the heels of career best numbers a year ago.
Oh, wow. Man. Chase Purdy into the side of Derek Kraus. He didn't see that one coming, Vince, I guarantee you.
Chase Purdy has been Jinjo Cobb over into the gravel and the grass as well.
Oh, put some pretty good damage on that left front fender.
You can see the rain coming down there, just how hard it is raining to impress. Every time he steps behind the wheel, he seems to get it done. And around again is
LeCompte. That paint you see there that he spun his tires on, anytime you see the paint, it's going to be...
Are in the dry versus the wet, of course, as you might imagine. About 20 seconds difference, in fact, as you see the 0-4 of Corey Rose.
One thing that's nice about spinning in the rain, you don't flat spot your tires. You just spin around and keep on going. Derek Kraus had an adventurous.
Austin Hill is one of those that has gone around. A couple of others off course, but Hill is, you see the damage there in the left rear. We're going to see a lot of that today. Parker Kligerman, the 75 truck series. Little beating and banging already at COTA.
for the one that's coming up right now, and we got a couple spinners there. The one of Deegan and...
Is that the 12 of Tate Fogelman, I believe, in that white truck that has come to a stop
and what
there
these
in
guys,
turn 20?
what these guys might be feeling here.
As you see the spin here between Fogelman as Fogelman goes around, and Haley Deegan does as well, as they did a little door banging.
Looked like Fogelman tried to squeeze
into the track, and that's what's going to make that wheel hop matching those revs much more. Zane with a left rear.
Problem for Zane Smith for sure, and Zane has...
He's got a long way to go, Vin.
It's the worst place to get that flat at the top
Smith,
of turn 1.
And there you see him already going around. Chandler Smith was behind him.
Age points, he don't need them, but the playoff point's important.
Well, the 30 has gone around. That's Michelle Abadi. And going to try to get back on course, and it's hard through that wet grass. Able to do that. Oh, a bunch of them avoiding Parker Kligerman. So we saw Kligerman make that great move, and then he ends up facing the wrong direction. Going to lose a lot of spots. Do a pass through, but right after that, the pits were closed. So they had to wait until, as you see Derek Kraus go around, so they had to wait until ultimately the end of that stage.
Today, no exception.
Tanner Gray has gone around in the 15. Able to keep it fired up, and we'll continue to roll it.
You start or shut it off when you're Sheldon Creed and you don't need it, is sometimes too much, because you're in that battle. Your spotter's constantly in your, a couple cars around, Stuart Friesen again, turn 15. This is where one of the riskier. Oh, no.
And Chandler Smith has gone off track as well. Wow.
Just up there where John Hunter got loose in a bobble. Does a nice job keeping it out of that inside wall. I think that team will repair that damage, maybe. You can see, look at that. Wow, what an angle Ogata was headed to the wall in, and really I can't emphasize too much what a great job he does keeping it from diving down into that inside. Wow, Drew just got the right sides just above the track script in, and away it went.
Let's see if we get a view. And we're looking forward to this sequence of races in which he's getting ready to run 3 in a row in that 51 for KBM. But this day, not off to a good start.
And then you saw 30 of Danny Bone. Looked like he was maybe a bit on the outside of Stuart Friesen, and was up a little bit higher. Just look at it, just barely stepped out, and that's all it took.
Army veteran is Keith McGee.
Army vet, and a beautiful paint scheme on that truck. I think the team will have a shot at repairing this, Vince. I know it looks bad, but I don't think there was any frame damage.
Mike, can they just close down turn 2?
Well, they need
the rest of this practice.
Maybe bring the orange cone back. What do you say? Let's put some orange cones up there around turn 2 and keep them down low. You can run up into the end of the out wall, and if you think about this, Adam, so much speed here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. High bank turn.
Holmes
looked like he got down on the apron and maybe kicked himself loose, and Tanner Gray became a part of that problem. It started, it looked like, with Holmes clipping the apron. You saw the sparks flying. These race restarts go so aggressive. Can Todd hang on to it? No.
Gilliland and Creed going around, and the caution is going to come back out. Oh, and then the 23 of Purdy gets hit at the last moment. Mike, that all started by Creed not getting a go at the restart, and he ended up getting shuffled back and put himself in a bad position.
Yeah, a lot of time your restart is dictated by your pusher.
Contenders, by the way.
Todd just couldn't hold it, got loose and into Creed, and Gilliland luckily slipped by, and it looked like Creed was gonna until the last minute when the 23 just couldn't get low enough and ran into him. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Reckon up top, check up. Come on, down and down, one inside. Come on up, all clear, nice work.
3.
Oh, and there's contact.
Austin Wayne Self, who is 11th in the playoff standings, going around, but Zane Smith's going to bring it through and take his first stage win of the season.
Self was able to spin and not get collected.
In the middle between the 26 and the 9 of Ankrum and Infinger.
Yeah, he just got into Ankrum. Ankrum came down a little bit. I don't think it was really Austin Wayne's fault, but look at this, sliding through the corner, through the field, and was able to keep it out of the inside wall. Nice job there.
From Ankrum's view.
Still through. One inside. One inside. Come to the green checker this time. Still inside. Still inside. Nice push again. And stay there.
Whoa.
Wow. It was a dramatic ending to the second stage for the 26 truck. Now he's got a flat tire. So
you see some significant smoke coming from the back end of Crafton. Oh, a big wreck. Drew Dollar involved in that.
That has every look of.
Johnny Sauter
tore his whole side off.
Destroyed.
That has the look of Vince, somebody trying to get to pit road maybe, and wow, hope Johnny's okay. That looks terrible.
Had his issue and has come off the wall, but had been scrubbing the wall for a while yet, and then Sauter and Dollar came up.
When you saw John Hunter was behind them, he still had a great deal of speed too, so the caution must not have been out yet, and the drivers didn't know that Hutchins was just going to be setting in the road. You could see Sauter wouldn't be able to see through the 51 truck of Dollar. And look, the speed that John Hunter has coming in there.
I guess Johnny's spotter, the veteran Tab Boyd, had radioed that he just did not see the 14 and where the 14 was on track. And you know, that's a similar spot, Mike, where we talked about earlier that seemed like maybe is a vulnerable position for the spotters.
Yeah,
that outside of turn on the exit of 4 as they come toward the tri-oval area.
And Hutchins' truck is black, so that probably made it a little more difficult to see at night against the black asphalt. But man, look at all the stuff. And here comes our leader. Look at him bouncing through all the debris. He'll be fortunate if he didn't do some damage to his truck.
Now watch, this is John Hunter Nemechek coming through all this debris, and well, this is scary as well.
See, the green light is on.
Yep.
The caution hadn't fallen, and so the spotters did.